All right, hello everyone. Once again, welcome to this presentation. Today we're going to talk about increasing quality of the calories. So it's all about presenting the quality of foods, the quality of nutrients. And as you learned the last time, the last session, we talked a little bit about, what are the different types of food groups, what sort of role they have in your recovery for, improving your rehab process and getting your wound healing going full potential. So let's jump right into it. Again, today, the definition of quality of calories simply means that not all calories are equal. When you look at a cookie or a whole grain bread, even though they're carbohydrates, the cookie is going to have a lot less nutrients than the whole grain bread. So even though they're both carbs are not created equal. The same goes for all the other food groups. So quality means minimally processed, less refined. So again, the more natural, the better. The more holistic, the more whole food, the better. And not necessarily organic. It doesn't have to be organic in order for it to be, quality. Okay. So nutrient density is going to be much higher in, let's say, whole grain pasta versus soda. Again, same comparison with the cookie and the whole grain bread. We want to achieve the higher amount of nutrients per meal or per food. So again, when we talk about individually, when we look at carbohydrates, protein, and fats, the quality within those means that if you have a good carbohydrate, more than likely that carbohydrate is going to be high in fiber. That is going to be the key for a quality carbohydrate. All right. Again, when we compare like a white bread, whole bread kind of thing, or white rice, or versus another type of whole grain like quinoa, barley, or even brown rice. So the fiber component indicates a better carbohydrate. Proteins, lean, right? Minimally processed one. So when you're talking about pepperoni, ham, turkey slices, even versus chicken salad or fish or tuna, even though it's processed but it's considered lean. So again, we're looking at the quality of those proteins and fats. Again, avoiding the fried foods, basically avoiding the majority of the full fat items like full fat milk, full fat, the trim. You're eating the trim of the steak, and you're eating a lot of refined fats like chips and baked goods, which have a lot of fat in them. So let's go ahead and focus a little bit more on fiber, because fiber is going to be the key to increase your nutrient levels in each meal. So why do we want to focus on fiber? Well, prebiotics and probiotics are something that's very important. Fiber feeds your biofilm. Biofilm simply means your bacteria in your gut system, in your digestive system. And when we keep those happy, when we recruit the good type of bacteria eating these types of food, fiber, which is a prebiotic, you maintain an immune system, you maintain a healthy immune system, you maintain your metabolism firing all cylinders kind of thing. So we want to include fiber at every single meal because it will help us with many, many things. So a healthy gut, benefits of joint, anti-inflammation, right? For your joints, for your, systemic inflammation in your arteries and things like that. So it's important to include fiber. So again, the other part will be satiety. So it minimizes cravings, right? Fiber holds onto a lot of water in the system. So it makes you feel full longer. So that's the case of eating like a sugary cereal with milk versus a whole grain cereal. You add some fruit to get the fiber component. You add a little bit of seeds there to give them a little bit more fiber. And that cereal, instead of going through in an hour, it'll stay within your system for 2.5. So again, the other part is minimizes constipation. Important, especially if you're on the pain medications. And the fiber is going to have the highest amount of nutrients, right? When you look at fruits, when you look at non-starchy vegetables, when you look at whole grains, and when you look at some starchy vegetables, they are going to have the highest amount of vitamins and minerals because of the component of fiber. So again, we need to focus big time on including fiber in our diet. So the different types of fiber found in food, right? We have all across. There's fiber even in plant-based fats, from nuts and seeds, from avocado, from flax and chia seeds. They have fiber. But if we go from the left and we look at fruit, all fruits are good. All fruits that are that have the skin that's eatable, those are the ones that we wanna target. They're good for adding them to your meals, eating them as a snack. Whole grains, oats, muesli, rice. We look at whole maybe brown rice, barley, all bran pasta, farro, which is another grain, quinoa, whole breads, crackers. They have higher calories, right? So we want to portion control those. Starchy vegetables, potatoes, yams, green peas, lentils, beans, and whatnot. They're good. They have fiber, but they're also high in calories. So portion control is key. Non-starchy vegetables, they have very low calories because they are full of nutritious, full of nutrients, vitamins, and they have a lot of fiber. These are the ones that we really want to focus on getting in every single meal as much as possible. There's some people call this, some government bodies call it zero foods. You can eat as much as you want. And then again, the plant-based nut seeds, they do have fiber as well. That's why nuts are a great snack. Not only they provide that healthy fat component, but also a little bit of fiber and a little bit of protein as well. So they're a powerhouse, but they're high in calories. So we want to minimize the amount. So when we talk about eating nuts and seeds and flaxseed and whatnot, we're talking about a little handful, or 1 ounce or 2 ounces max, right? So that's the point. So adding fiber to the diet, you want to make sure you have fiber at every meal, right? For breakfast, we're talking about including some sort of oatmeal, nuts, fruit combined, and that should equal to 7 to 10 grams. That's the target we want to sort of go for. Lunch, same thing, right? Let's add some whole grains. Let's add some non-starchy vegetables, like cucumbers and whatnot. And let's get a fruit on the side. Let's add some nuts as well. Maybe in those salads, maybe some pumpkin seeds on that, bed of spinach, for example. So again, the target is 7 to 15. Dinner, absolutely the same thing. And again, some of the other components are missing here, but just follow along. I'm trying to point out just the fiber. So as you can see, potatoes with the skin, non-starchy veggies. And at the end of the day, you want to sort of go for 25 to 40 grams of fiber a day. And if you, without even thinking about it, if you incorporate some of these quality of foods, you will get there. But it is important to sort of to start thinking about and start using more of that conscious eating habits of, okay, how many, do I have some fiber at least? You don't even have to count the grams, but do I have some whole grains? Do I have some fruit? Do I have some nuts? Okay, let me try to add those in here or substitute. Snacks, the best ones are always going to be nuts, fruit bars, whole fruits, dry fruits, raw veggies, edamame, that's a legume. So again, those are very important to keep in mind. So you want to add it, not just one meal, but every single meal, a little bit here and there. Quality carbohydrates, 2 different eating patterns, right? On the left, we have a high processed carbohydrate sort of day. On the right, we have a eating pattern that incorporates fiber, right, at each meal. So if we break down breakfast, bagel, cream cheese, latte. On the right side, all right, let's substitute some of that, grain for whole grain wraps, some eggs, spinach, whole fruit in there. So now the fiber component goes up. Not necessarily the calories, but the fiber component. Lunch, ham sandwich, right, on white bread, some chips, right? Those are carbohydrates without a lot of fiber. On the right side, now we have some whole grain, we have a side salad, we have a little bit of hummus, some cucumbers, some fruit. Dinner, same thing. Mashed potato, gravy, corn, fried tenders. On the right, okay, let's focus on maybe some potatoes with the skin, boneless chicken thighs in red sauce. And then, roasted veggie platter, right? Carrots combined with cauliflower, onion kind of thing. And again, for snacks, as you can see, very low in fiber cookies, sweets, chips versus nuts, the fruits, the dry fruits, the stove popcorn. Again, this one on the left, even though they might be neck and neck as far as calories, but you're going to be hungrier. You're going to have a lot more cravings, as we learned with, carbohydrates, high glucose levels, insulin goes up, and it drives hunger, it drives cravings a lot. So the fiber is a component that not only you're going to get your vitamins and minerals, but also is going to fill the gap and is going to sort of mitigate those cravings. So very important, and two different patterns here to sort of look at. Okay. All right, quality proteins, high quality on the left, low quality on the right. Just follow along here and you can look at animal base. So from the top, we have eggs versus egg substitute, right? Even though they're both the same eggs, whole eggs are going to be better. Egg substitute, they're going to have, a lot of them have a lot of sodium. They have other chemicals that you don't want in your body. Then you have, pork, loin chops versus pork, sausage, and bacon. Chicken, turkey, white meat and dark those are good versus chicken tenders and fried chicken. Beef, low-fat trim versus the 80-20. Greek yogurt, fried cheese, low-fat dairy versus a full-fat dairy, creamy cheeses. So if you sort of substitute some of these, you already will minimize some of the fat. And remember, fat, 9 calories per gram, it will throw off any single meal, and you might be getting more calories than you really need. Plant-based, nuts, seeds, beans, lentils, soy milk. Plant-based, the same thing. We have grains, we have non-starchy vegetables, almond milk, right? Even though those are good, grains, we talked about those are good, but they're not a good quality protein because they're missing some of those 9 essential amino acids, and they're low in leucine. So we want to focus on that leucine amino acids as much as possible. Almond milk is great. It's a good substitute for dairy, but it doesn't have protein. So we want to be able to maybe switch off to soy milk, which has a lot of protein. Leucine in grams, eggs, 2 large, 1.1, peanut butter, 0.1, milk versus soy milk. Milk is going to have a little bit more. Tuna, 2.3 grams, per 5-ounce can. Tofu, 1.4, almonds, a little bit of leucine, lentils, 1.3 for a cup cooked. So again, the animal-based protein will have a lot more leucine content. That doesn't mean that as a vegetarian, as a vegan, you can't get that leucine content, but you want to make sure you target these types of proteins that have leucine content. And again, so choose the quality proteins. That is very important. Diversifying protein intake. Protein intake. Increasing the goal of protein as a rehab. Player. You want to think about making sure you get those, as we learn in the timeline eating pattern, for every single meal, some snack, and you don't necessarily need to get all animal-based protein. You can switch from animal to plant-based protein, as you can see in this timeline here. So it's nuts, eggs, snacks, some yogurt. For lunches, like a lentil salad and chicken. Obviously, there's other things missing here for these meals, but you get the point of, let's mix them up, because when you mix them up, you mix up the different types of protein, you will get more fiber, you will get, more nutrients, more minerals, and that's what we want. For a vegan or vegetarian, it might change a little bit, but it is still doable. Yet you might need to find a supplement to go along with this. Choose quality fats, because fat has 9 calories per gram. You want to be careful. The quality is the key. So on the left, we have high quality. On the right, we have low quality. So eggs cooked with olive oil, right, versus bacon, egg, cheese sandwich with butter, right? Avocado on a toast, handful of nuts. So this breakfast is healthy or heavy in quality fats, and that's a good thing. Coconut shells for a snack versus chips. Lunch, chicken salad with yogurt, Mediterranean side salad with olive oil vinaigrette versus a chicken sandwich, small fries. Snack, fruit bar made with nut butters. Snack for the low quality fat, cookies. Dinner, ground turkey chili with beans and veggies cooked in olive oil. Dinner on the low quality fats, fish fries, side salad. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that you incorporate and you choose the right types of fat for every single meal. So summary, clean and simple diet is key. Don't complicate things. Try to go for the whole food category, not to be perfect and not to achieve, a very strict diet, but make sure you incorporate these types of quality proteins, fat, and carbohydrates. More achievable than counting calories. It is, something that you could, think about just by thinking about the quality of the foods. You will add, better nutrition without counting those calories. And then it gives you a better understanding of the meaning of the calories, right? So quality, it's important to understand because you will get a lot more nutritious. Focus on minimal processed foods to help you maintain the energy balance. If you go processed, if you go fried, you will overshoot that energy balance and you might gain a lot of weight, and we don't want that. Fiber in every meal, in every snack, protein in every meal, quality proteins, and don't avoid fat overall, just focus on the healthy ones. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.